What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the best night of the week, the best show of the week, outside of Locked On Ole Miss, of course. But it's SEC After Dark with your boys, Stephen Willis, Mike Huseman. I'm Jake Thomas, Jeff Beecham. We're going to no Corey tonight. We'll have Boss Man here in a little bit, and no Hammer as well. Guys, good to see y'all. And how's everybody doing?
I'm doing fantastic because after watching today, I am confident the Tigers are going to win 162 games and the World Series. And Kevin McConaughey had 4 hits in his debut, so I'm in a good mood.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's good to be, man. We got an Ash
good
and
first
Pat
game.
show. Yeah, Ash and Pat show. We got some Sweet 16 talk. You know, Texas is playing right now. There's still a few Alabama or a few SEC teams, Alabama, Tennessee, still in it, playing for a chance to move to the Elite Eight. You got spring practice talk, maybe a little bit baseball, but you know what's next, boys? It's lava time.
Ooh.
That lava is special. Ain't nothing like it.
That is special.
Yeah, it is.
And I tell you what, the NCAA could not be more happy from what they got on the first night of the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. 1-point games in both the games right now.
Yeah, they're both real good.
Well, yeah, they've both been fine. I've been watching the Texas game. You know, they got out. They shot. You know, was hitting shots early on. Then, you know, who are they playing? I just drew a blank.
Texas playing Purdue. Now Purdue's like the serial choker of the NCAA tournament.
Right.
They're basically Virginia but gold.
Right. Yep. Purdue got back in, then Texas kind of went on another run. It's just been a fun game. I ain't watched any of the other game, Nebraska and Iowa. How's that been going?
Nebraska, who before the last game had never won an NCAA tournament game, they're up by 2 points with about 9 minutes to go for the Elite Eight. So,
okay,
yeah, good day for the Cornhuskers.
Good day for the Cornhuskers.
Sanford, their best players playing well.
Makes sense. Jeb, how you feel about Tennessee's chances?
Well, I didn't pick Tennessee to get past Virginia, so I don't know. I feel like our chances are great, but not bad. Tennessee's a good all-around, like well-rounded team and does well in a lot of spots, which I like. They're just not great at any of them, but it just depends. I mean, they've had a couple players that Mitt's back and doing well, and then is it Gillespie? Is that his name? Has just had a phenomenal run in these last couple games. So if he can keep doing that, who knows?
Tennessee's an interesting matchup for some teams too because they're unique, just the way they're made up and play. They're unique, so they could give problems to some people.
I was kind of afraid that Virginia, we just weren't going to match up well with them, but I think we out Virginia them. We played better than they did. And then the team we played before them, my man of Ohio, I wasn't as worried about, but they were one of those teams that living down the threes. And I think we shot, I don't know, like maybe double the number of threes hit. Like we definitely outplayed them on that board just for fun. So like I said, Tennessee can do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
It's just, can they do any of them well enough to win? That's what we're going to find out.
Yeah, Texas versus Arkansas in the Elite Eight. Sign me up. I want to see that.
That would be cool. Arkansas was fight.
Arkansas is going to have. That's going to be. I think that's the game of the Sweet 16 is Arkansas Arizona because Arizona's only lost 2 games. They are really good.
Yeah, that is going to be a fun game for sure. You know, Arkansas plays that gritty defense, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of if they're able to. Make the shots because the defense is going to be really good. It's just all about making the shots for the Arkansas team.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a fairly decent new coach. He's not bad. Yeah. It's done well for him.
Hall of Fame coach, I believe. Yeah.
But should be interesting. Is Nate Oates going to North Carolina?
No. Kansas. Who knows if that job?
Yeah, if Kansas comes open, I think Nate Oates and Todd Golden's going to be right at the top of the list for North Carolina and Kansas, honestly.
Right, that what they ought to be.
Yeah,
the name we're seeing is like for some of these jobs is Dusty May. I don't know that he leaves Michigan though. Pretty good gig there.
Yeah, and Michigan's a pretty good. I mean, they're pretty good right now too, and that's what Alabama's got net. So we'll see how
playing well.
how it goes. But especially this late in the season and March Madness, all depends on who's making their shots. Anything can happen. You can get upset by anybody if you're making the shots and the other team ain't.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Arizona-Arkansas is such a fun game, because Arizona has 7 guys that score double digits. Arkansas has Acuff, who are totally leading that team and is hot right now.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
Absolutely.
We're about to have Boss Man in as well.
What's up, Boss Man? Welcome in.
What's up, y'all? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking. The NCAA's got their wish basically for the first 2 games of the Sweet 16 because they're both excellent.
Yeah,
catch me up. I've been out of the loop. I've been working. What's been going on?
Texas is up by 1 point over Purdue, 70-69 with about 4 minutes left. Nebraska is up on Iowa, 62-59 with about 7.5 minutes left.
Okay, getting interesting. Somebody page Hammer here. He had Purdue going all the way, winning the national title.
So, wow!
Yeah.
So next the one that kills that, he'll have a rough night.
Yeah,
I have Arizona in mind. So
nice.
I basically said that Purdue was the gold version of Virginia, which means they choke in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, but that one time Virginia won it.
One time,
maybe this year.
Could be.
All it takes is one time
against Chris Beard, right?
Right. Yeah.
And granted,
full circle.
Purdue played for a national title 2 years ago, but when you have a 7'4" center who dominates, it helps.
Yeah.
Right.
Who can shoot free throws, because that's important too.
Now they got that 40-year-old guard. It seems like he's been in college for 18 years now. I think he's got a kid my age. He's so long, but he's good. He's good. I ain't going to say nothing bad about him for sure.
By the way, Tommy Tuberville put a bill out where he's going to fix college football and stop all of this crazy movement. Tommy Tuberville has that bill.
I'm not going to just take off in the middle of the night.
Proving once again there's absolutely zero shame in Washington.
Right, yeah, for sure.
The dude Irish goodbye a recruit on a visit to Texas Tech so he could take the Cincinnati job.
Yep.
I heard he delivered the bill to the parliamentarian in a pine box.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep, for sure.
And they're going to sit here and talk about poaching and all of that stuff. Listen. Everybody knew that Will Wade was going to LSU. Everybody knew that was going to happen. Knew it. Nobody, Matt McMahon was not fired until right before it was announced. And all of this is going on while he's it was poaching. It's the same exact thing that they cry about all the time. They do it to the schools themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hilarious. And by the way, is there a more hated university in all sports right now than LSU?
No, none whatsoever.
And the funny part of it, man, is they embrace it.
They are.
Yeah, they don't care. They love it.
Yeah.
Well, they love it until they're 7-5.
That's true. Then they hate everybody. Yeah.
And then it's going to be, why is everybody against us? And they're so mean. And oh my goodness, why can't we ever beat Alabama? Ole Miss beat us by 32. And shut up.
And we already talked with that schedule. They could definitely be 7-5.
Oh, yeah, that schedule is brutal. Yeah. Lane Kiffin's already saying, hey, I want to preach patience of what's going on. And I'm like, dude, you have a $40 million roster. That doesn't come with patience.
I watched that this morning, where he said that's like, when you're making that much money, nobody, and it's not unique to him.
Yeah.
When your expectations are that high, nobody gets patience. You don't get a rebuilding year. It's part of that's your reward for having success.
Right. And it's on top of that, Mike. This is something that I've been harping on now for, whenever we get a chance to, a couple months here now, is that, especially since the national title, Curt Cignetti changed the entire thing. 2 years, that guy got it done. Year 1, he goes to the playoff. Year 2, he goes to the playoff again, and then he wins the national title at Indiana, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
If you have LSU resources, you're getting all this money to come to LSU. You got $40 million roster, maybe the first $40 million roster in college football. You don't get a rebuilding year, like you said. Put up or shut up
No,
tonight,
put the
tomorrow.
pressure
Like,
on.
Speaking of that, one of the other topics I wanted to bring up tonight. So, there's the mythical $20 million limit, for whatever. Kyle Whittingham said today, some Michigan, like, I don't know if it was Ann Arbor or Detroit person was interviewing him, and he said that $20 million limit is totally a myth. There are going to be half a dozen teams this year that have $50 million rosters.
For sure. For sure.
And LSU's going to be one. I think Jordan Seaton's getting nearly $10 million himself.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That is insane.
Who NIL wise, this is an interesting hypothetical. Who is making them? If you could think of one guy, who do we think is the highest paid NIL guy this year?
it's got to be Arch, right?
For me, it would
Art.
be either Sam Levitt or Darian Mensah. Because it's going to be some of the
Mensah,
change
yeah.
schools, I think.
Yeah.
No, I think the NIL is coming to go from deep pockets. Now, rev share, that's a different story.
Okay.
But for the NIL, that's coming from a different pot. So if you put it all together, I think Arch has a good thing. Now, if you look at rev share,
up there too.
Yeah, they had to overpay that quarterback coming in to LSU because they lost him. They did the embarrassing thing where he left. Lane Kiffin went out there and tried to re-recruiting. They had to offer him basically double what they were offering before. So his rev share number is probably astronomically high.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Are we maybe 3 years, either 2 or 3 years removed from thinking that whoever got the $8 million, probably Nico, contract was just so ridiculous? And now
we got 10.
And that was basically $2 million a year.
Yeah, $2 million a year. And now it's escalated so quickly.
Jeb, that's a great point. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this interview. I can't remember who did it, but Josh Pastner, who's at UNLV now, was at Georgia Tech for a while. He did an interview, I think it was yesterday, and there was a couple clips coming out on Twitter. He was talking about, he was regretting his time at Georgia Tech about they had two players. They had, I think it was the ACC Player of the Year and also ACC Defensive Player on the Year on the team that Georgia Tech won the ACC, I think, tournament championship with. And that team won, and it was the first year. The next year was NIL gets put into place. And so those kids came back and they said, hey, coach, look, NIL is a thing now. Like, we want to get paid. And so we're asking for $75,000.
75,000.
75,000. Both two players, 75,000. And so he went back to the administration, at Georgia Tech and was like, hey, can we figure this out? Like, we need $75K for these two kids. And Georgia Tech was like, no way, we're not going to do that. We're an academic school. And not like this NIL thing isn't going to be a thing. And so he was like, all right, whatever. And he it's just crazy to think about $75K for two players that won you an ACC title not long ago. And now, I mean, he said it in his interview. He's like, now my roster at UNLV is like in the millions.
Now that $75,000 is for the 13th spot on your roster that's only there to be a situational player and very set things and very good on the scout team. You know,
Bobby Boucher,
I'll go dig into my couch cushions.
And may get a snap or two on special teams. That's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, $150K for two players, and now, I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy how fast it's escalated. That's I think what has a lot of people worried is where's it going? And we got to do something to rein it in, and we can't wait too long.
Well, and that's something I brought up too at some point. Jeb is like, I might have brought it up on here, a couple of weeks ago. Is like, at some point, if we continue to escalate to these astronomical levels where we're talking, it's not sustainable. There will be donors at these schools who are the mega donors. I mean, what does each school have, right? Like some of these big schools, Ohio State, how many really big donors do they have? That could just fund this stuff in perpetuity. Maybe
Oregon has a big one.
The Big Ten schools have more than the SEC.
Texas, SMU, and AM have about 25 at a minimum.
Texas Tech, same way.
Even still, though, like I think that you're probably going to have some of those guys fall away to just be like, why are we funding $50 million rosters every year for what return? Are we going to do this for 20 years?
That's the problem. You have to win immediately or they're going to want their money back.
As long as you're winning, the money's not a problem because you have the Ole Miss situation. We're fine giving money away what's going on because we're winning. Mm-hmm. You do what a Mississippi State's doing, 4-8. I bet it's difficult to raise a quarter of that amount of money from those boosters. That's what's not sustainable is you just can't count on the money. for the good times and bad.
Right.
Well, and they had to do this in the NFL. I mean, remember rookie contracts getting crazier and crazier every year till, players were getting $50 million coming straight out of high school. They had to eventually say, okay, we've got to cap this somewhere and stop raising it so ridiculously every year.
But how?
who was the LSU quarterback that?
The year that happened. The year that happened, so Sam Bradford was the first pick in 2010. Was instantly one of the highest paid QBs in the league. They put it in place. Cam Newton was the first pick the next year. Was in what is now the rookie scale, where it's significantly less.
Yeah, and definitely ended up being worth more. But
it was collectively bargained. We have to get to the point where we can collectively bargain before that's even a thing.
We're gonna need a student union, yeah.
Or in baseball, we're just going to not have a season next year because of that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case, and they're going to come back and have a salary cap, and that's the end of the Dodgers. Thank goodness. It's almost worth not playing a season to not have the Dodgers anymore.
And I think we need a floor more than that to make the non-competitive teams actually try to compete.
Yeah.
Today, I was watching the game on NBC in the early afternoon, and they said the Pirates, for the first time in their history, have a $100 million roster.
Wow.
And they're still going to suck, aren't they?
Actually, the rumor is the Pirates might make it to the postseason this year.
Hey, pretty awesome.
Because they have Paul Skeens, they have another flamethrower that's coming up, and they have the top prospect in baseball. They're going to do the service type thing, and he'll be up in the big leagues.
Finally, man, that's awesome. I saw Skeens got shelled today.
Steve, with the prospect, are they not going to play him for the first month so his service time kicks?
Yeah, they're going to do this. It is still the Pirates.
Yeah.
That's the reason I was so impressed that Kevin McGonigal was brought up for opening today. By the way, just in case nobody heard, 4 for 5 today. Yeah.
They did that crap with the little service thing with Ronald Acuna Jr. and I about flipped. I'm like, your best player on your entire roster is wasting away in AAA just because of service. That's stupid.
I remember Chris Bryant was like the first guy where it became a thing.
Yeah,
when he was with the Cubs.
God.
But now they've made it to, because everybody was manipulating the service time. I'm sorry you turning in for MLB After Dark, but they made a rule to where if you're on the opening day roster and you win Rookie of the Year, you get a draft pick on top of everything else.
Okay.
So if McGonigal wins Rookie of the Year, Detroit gets a second first-round draft pick.
Really?
Compensation.
Did he play short or third today, Steve? Where they
played third?
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be him and Javi Baez playing that side.
Because I know he came up as a shortstop, but they high school and recruit-wise, but then they're saying he might play third now. So I don't know.
Well, he's going to play short some too. He played well in spring training. It was really cool to get to see him playing ball. He's going to be so good. He has one of the prettiest swings I've ever seen. I mean, it's amazing.
Marcus Russell.
Who's that kid for the Red Sox? I'm looking forward to watching him more.
Roman Anthony,
man.
Yeah, former Ole Miss signee.
Yeah, so I saw that. I was just reading up, opening day, right? Like reading up on some of these teams. What's the outlook? And then I started looking into Roman Anthony. I was like, dang, this kid, he's a baller. And I saw committed to Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's a candidate for their MVP this year.
Yeah,
that's where he is.
Steve, isn't one of the young top prospects a guy from the Jackson area?
Yeah, Connor Griffin, the Pirates guy.
It is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he committed to LSU, but heck, he grew up playing in Florence, which is where I played Little League in high school. So he probably played on the same fields I did, and he's the number one prospect in baseball.
Wow,
nice.
And you're hosting a $1 billion watched, podcast.
Not $1 billion watch. I wish it was $1 billion watch.
I do too.
Yeah. It'll get there eventually.
Yeah, me and Jeb would live in Tampa.
Yeah, because
yeah. Good old Tampa. Yeah.
It's like, hello,
Austin
daddy
and
issues.
Bossman and I could get studio like busting with the boys where we just pot all day.
There you go. Yeah. Right.
If we ever made a decent amount of money, I'm dead serious. If I ever hit the lottery, this After Dark channel would be absolutely obnoxious to the point where everybody's like, where the hell did they come from?
Nice.
I love it.
I'm here
And
for
it would be based
Yeah.
out of Winter Haven. I'd move all you guys down here and we just do this full time.
Oh man, that'd be so fun.
Yep.
So fun.
That would be a good time. Hey, back to what we talked about when I first got on. I got a question about what you guys think. I mean, I know it's funny, it's Tommy Tuberville, but I kind of like some of the things that he said, like 5 for 5. Maybe if you get like a waiver. I've heard, I can't remember if it was in his bill or not, but I've also heard like potential fees or something if you transfer interconference. That might not matter because teams are going to pay whatever, but maybe it might limit that a little bit. So anyway, I was interested to hear y'all's thoughts on those proposals.
If Tommy Tuberville presented a bill to where I was going to be presented with $2,000 per month in perpetuity, I still would not trust it.
That's fair. You have a reason.
Good point.
Yeah.
You have a very valid reason.
Ole Miss fans, I get it.
Yeah.
Lay the Senator X. Senator
Yeah, there you go.
X proposal
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, well, I would trust it more if Ted Cruz said it. That's where we're at with Tommy Tuberville.
Well, he sent the bill in from where did he go? Cuba? No, he didn't go to Cuba. Well,
Cancun. Right?
Cancun, Ted. Yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle of the ice storm. That was great.
Yeah. I lived through that. I remember that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That may be one of the last bills he introduces because he's running for governor here in the state of Alabama this upcoming year. I think it's last year. Yeah, Toville. Yeah,
that's why he's stepping down.
And he'll probably win. But the good news, the only hope that I have is maybe there's enough Alabama fans that are willing to put school over everything else.
They may do it.
Very possible.
It's one of those, I honestly wish nothing but failure in his life, and there cannot be a good thing that happens to him that isn't like the work of the devil. And and I can wish him only the worst moving forward. I mean, he's a snake. He literally had people packing up the football offices at halftime of the Ole Miss Mississippi State game so he could go to Auburn that night. All of the recruiting. David Cutcliffe came in, had no recruiting files. All of that got taken. He's a snake. And listen, Tommy, if you want to curtail all the transfers, a one-time transfer policy, why don't we move that over to coaches as well?
Ooh, I love it. Very, very good point.
I think the only way that he wins governor, to get the Alabama fan vote is to have like AI or hologram Bear Bryant give him the endorsement.
Yeah.
Then maybe he wins. If he doesn't get that, man, I don't know.
I was thinking, is he going to go after Nick Saban, try and get him to back him up? It's the only thing I can think of. That would win.
I guarantee, Jeb, he's going to do that to try to have round tables or something with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Just randomly, and I'm sure Lane Kiffin will get to this thing as well. But I just randomly wish shingles on him.
That's awful.
That's awful. Yeah.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody except Paul Maneri.
Welcome to the SEC. Now we're back. This is SEC After Dark.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're free, everybody. Things are looking up now in Gamecock baseball.
Somebody, I was on the SEC Squad show this week, and the Locked On Gamecocks host was there, and he's talking about Paul Maneri has forgotten more about baseball than I'll ever know. And I was like, well, he has.
Yeah.
My thing with him, and at the time I loved the hire. Then this last weekend in Boston, you guys talked about it last night. It's like, this 80 game stretch isn't gonna, cloud my career and get in my way. Basically, it's all the fans' problem. Just trashed everybody.
Trashed everybody.
Wow.
Here?
Yeah.
It was a university fan, like everything. Just didn't give me enough time, not patient enough, everything. Yeah.
It was everybody else's fault. And that's when you know, like, man, this was not right.
He's going down the Hughes freeze. You know,
it's like, dude,
blame everybody else.
They won 2 titles in a row like a decade ago, and you had a losing record 2 years in a school where that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And I get, look, these guys who have made it to this level, like, you've got a big ego and everything, but it's very odd to me, even if something like this doesn't work out, as like a 60-year-old something man, who has a great career behind you, 100%. Like, you can, yes, he does have a good career behind him, long time in the sport, etc. To then, like, be in that stage of life and just, what, it didn't work out, to come out and then just start bashing everybody, which typically, by the way, is completely against what you tell your players in a locker room. For, like, that's not what you teach people. So then to go out after that happens to do that, I don't know. I think it just says a lot.
There was no self-accountability in the way he handled that last press conference. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, it's like, okay.
And at his age, with his success, it's time for me to step away, guys. The program's in better hands now. I appreciate my 1.5 years here. Good luck. And then everybody would be, yep, see you later.
Yeah, it is what it is. Look, it just didn't work out, and look, I'm proud and thankful to have been the head coach for the Gamecocks, and was proud of my time at LSU, and just wish nothing but the best for South Carolina baseball going forward. I was proud to recruit those kids, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
just leave it at that, dude. Take the high road. Like, you're in your 60s, you got a national title, nobody's questioning your baseball acumen in terms of your entire career. Right off into the sunset. Like, why are you bashing everybody and throwing everybody on the bus on your way out?
Right.
Yeah.
And this is I was talking to Chris Marlowe, Locked On Gamecocks.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things he did was cut down the off-season days of lifting and all of that stuff from 4 days down to 2. And then once the season started, it's like, we're just not strong enough. We're not fast enough and all of that. And it's like, man, what?
Who saw that coming?
I wonder why.
That's a direct line to that.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing else we could have done.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those in a long line of hires that, schools get sucked into, where you get, there's a guy whose name's on the tip of my tongue, and it's not coming to me necessarily, but guys who won a national championship previously, who then some schools like, oh, we got to hire this guy. He's going to bring that magic back to, what we're doing here. Let's pay him a bunch of money to do that. And then it doesn't work out. Maybe he might have coached at Texas A&M. I can't remember his name, but there's many coaches like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Gene Chizik, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chizik, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe Fimbo Jisher.
Bimbo Jish.
I'm sitting there, it's like, I don't know how I forgot it. He makes too much money to be forgotten by anybody, and I completely forgot about him. Maybe that's because he's not picked on weekly by Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
And based on how Jimbo has acted since A&M let him go, I think he's okay with being forgotten. I think he just wants to do his own thing and collect that check, and he's probably living his best life right now.
I mean,
he's at the ACC network. He
has said a couple times he would get back into coaching, and he's interested if the right thing popped up. However, and I've said this ever since he got let go, is, folks have floated all these different jobs. I only think that he would take one at the high D1 level if we're talking about a Big 12 or an ACC job or something like that. He's coached at major schools. He's not going to take a smaller job.
I would be curious if Norvell gets the axe, if he's in the mix for that job again at Florida State.
Ooh,
that would be interesting.
He mended a lot of those fences last year. It was Freddie Stevenson and one of the other Seminoles from the 13 team won the title. They do a podcast, and he was on there, and he said, it was the best place in my career. I never should have left. Sometimes you leave places for the wrong reason, and it's just not.
Grass isn't always greener.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the Scott Frost thing,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. If he would have stayed at UCF, he could have won 10 games there in perpetuity. He went to Nebraska. He got way too personal. He won it so hard he turned into Gossamer from Bugs Bunny. He's like, I love you, and just squeezing him to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was too tight holding on for himself to be good. And he struggled.
FSU, I would honestly be surprised, and really that's because I have an aunt who went to FSU, and she's a diehard. I mean, War Chant recruited, like she's followed it all. She follows it very, very closely, and they hate Jimbo Fisher. The fan base, they still can't stand him, and it really, I mean, it's the way that it all went down. But also, if you rewind to, what was it, 2017, I think, or 2016, when that was all going down, that last year at Florida State with Jimbo was abysmal. It was very bad. That offensive line was terrible.
It was his only bad year, really, there, though.
Only year, that's true. But it was still like the fan base was kind of getting a little annoyed, like a little fed up. And then that year happened, and it was like the perfect storm. It was like, we're done with this guy, and we're sick of it. And then the way that he left, he would still have to mend some fences with the fan base, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point. Even if you've mended fences with some of the people there, the fans are going to be harder to win back over.
Well,
I've been on a team when the fans revolted against coaching hires. So,
and here's the other thing about that is that, you know,
you got a few of those.
Fan of a team.
What was
Jimbo's
big gripe with Florida State at that time? They don't give me enough resources.
Yeah.
They don't give me enough money. Everyone else is outpacing us in terms of facilities and money and buy-in and all that. And so all good athletes for him. Good to see you. So
that's true. Aren't they in debt right now?
Let's go to right now. Like, if they fire Norvell, even still, like I think Florida State is going to be playing the catch-up game in terms of resources, maybe.
Yeah.
And they've never had a lot of, even when Bowden was there and a legend, they were not paying their assistants well relative to the other top programs.
Right. So I would be surprised. And the other thing, even this is on Jimbo now, is just
Boilermakers win last second shot.
Whoa. Wow. Bro. Hammer saved by the bell.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You talk about Florida State being down. They are the number 3 school in the state of Florida now. Because they'll never have enough money to compete with Florida at the high level, and Miami is wealthy.
Yeah, they're spending money.
Yeah, they can legitimately play this game, and I don't think Florida State can right now, even because they're just such in a pickle at the moment.
Ooh, Iowa beat Nebraska too.
Is there a scenario?
Oh, wow.
Where UCF passes Florida State? They are in the Big 12 now. They are the most populous school in America right now. They have over 70,000 students. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to have. I don't think they have the donor base.
I wonder there. You know, you talk about NILs and connections. Could they get one with Disney, which would be just a windfall if they could do it? I don't know.
Central Florida. Which area are they in?
Orlando.
Are they in Orlando? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe then.
Yeah. Well, USF is Tampa, right? So USF, Orlando. Yeah.
I was saying, I like USF better, but yeah, no, you're right.
Once USF finishes their new stadium, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to go see a game there.
Yeah.
To me,
the wrought iron
USF
fence around the campus is awesome.
Yeah. USF is a candidate for conference expansion.
Yeah.
When it happens.
They'll be in the Big 12.
Yeah.
UCF.
Having them and UCF together makes sense, being rivals.
I don't think I have to look back. I don't know enough about UCF, but I feel like this was in USF. I think it's the same way. This is probably 20 years ago. They became very aggressive on expansion. It just like, hey, the university enrollment, all that, it ballooned like crazy, along with, the state of Florida, just the population growing. But I would be surprised if they ever took Florida State. I think it's going to take 10 to 20 years for that to happen, just because of the deep ties of Florida State. Like, Florida State football goes back to Bobby Bowden in the 70s. You know what I mean? Versus UCF and USF, it's just kind of a newer newer tradition, and also the same thing with their students and their alumni, right? Like Florida State alumni goes back a long way to caring about football.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the size of those schools has not been the same, nor is the buy-in to football.
And also, there might be 70,000 students at Central Florida, but most of them are transient.
Right.
That's fair. That is absolutely true.
Joel, I can't been trying to find it here the last couple of minutes. I can't seem to find it, but I saw it on Twitter maybe a week or two ago. But somebody had posted like all the SEC coaches who have been fired the last decade, I think, is like top 10. Auburn had 3 coaches on there. So Yellowwood is putting out a bunch of money for them just to be, mediocre. And if Golish is, which I think Golish can probably win 8 to 9 games there, but if they fire him, my gosh, that's 4 on the books for him. So
they're not mediocre. They would pray for mediocre right now.
They would. That is true.
So would Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hey, Arkansas took clocks off the walls in the facility, so they're going to be fine.
Yeah, good. Smart.
Very smart. Yeah.
So it's like a Las Vegas casino now where there's no concept of light outside or time.
Yeah.
No, take the clocks down. You're going to be fine. Arkansas has everything in control.
No more looking how much longer we got to practice, how much longer we got to lift weights. Just go out there and do it.
Goodness.
Hey, Coach, I got class at 2. What time is it? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It is shut your mouth 30.
Yeah.
We're going over an inside zone. We saw the film. Y'all don't know how to run this.
Oh my gosh. They don't know how to play defense either, so they got a lot of film sessions there.
Listen, I was the 7th best coach in the American Conference. There's a reason Arkansas hired me. Clock's coming off the wall.
I know that we all take hate online for a multitude of things on Twitter. I've been taking some lately for that exact thing, Steve. This dude, one of my articles for Farrell, just going at me because I liked the Golish hire more than Silverfield, and he was an Arkansas guy. But I'm like, how can you say Silverfield's such a better coach and he won in a tougher spot? Like, dude, he took over a 12-win team and never got that many wins.
Right.
Golish took over a team that won 4 games in their last 30 and never lost one fewer than 7. We're not on the same playing field here, people.
I think Golish is a really good coach for sure.
He is. And it's going to be nice to see. We like to poke fun at Auburn because, right. But they're going to be competent offensively this year.
Right. Defense may be a struggle, but offensively going to be good.
And I don't think neither of them, but especially it's not a 1-year turnaround. Auburn has too many G5 guys to be that great this year, but I think he'll get them better.
Yeah, they're going to contend for the American this year.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is wild when you think about where Auburn is. I mean, so the last time they won more than 6 games was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was COVID year.
No, 2019. That was before the COVID year.
Yeah, 2020.
That year also got the Gus Bus fired, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That is right. Yeah,
correct. So then the COVID year 2020, that was the first year of Harsin, right?
Yes.
So Harsin goes 6-5. So they were 6-5.
No, in 2020 was Gus's last year.
It was still Gus. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
Kevin Steele was the interim at the end of the year.
Right. COVID tanked them. They got tanked during COVID, but the recruiting tanked at the end of that year. I remember that. Everyone's like, what the hell is going on with Auburn recruiting?
Yeah.
I know that because Auburn was the last win of the Will Muschamp era because they were 2-8 that year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good.
Also known as Corey's twin.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was their last winning season. Was the COVID year 6-5.
That's rough.
I wish I didn't know how that feels, having to rebuild from terrible coaching hires. God, I feel for them.
And one of those years, it was either 2020 or 2021. They were playing Ole Miss. Auburn got gifted a touchdown that was touched by a player that they said it wasn't. that ended up should have been a touchdown for Ole Miss that would have won the game.
Oh, wow.
One of those 2 years that happened.
I think that was the 2020 year because 21, y'all got it. Well, no, 21, Auburn beat Ole Miss too, 31-20.
One of those is in Oxford. No, it was in 2020. It was the 2020 game because 2021 was the Matt Corral got hurt game.
Yeah. In 2020, they won by a touchdown in Oxford early in the year. Yeah.
Well, in 2020, my team was being coached by Jeremy Pruitt, and it only makes me hate Alabama that much more.
That makes me want a Big Mac.
Sorry. Yeah. Have y'all tried the new Arch Burger yet?
Actually, I have. It was not bad.
I haven't, but I heard they are good.
Yeah.
I heard.
Is there an NIL deal for that? Because if there's not, McDonald's is dropping the ball there.
Yeah, they could be. There should be.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of another guy who's got Florida State ties, maybe Jeremy Pruitt gets the Florida State job.
That guy should never get another chance to be a head coach.
He's
so bad.
An assistant somewhere now, ain't he? Just like an analyst or something.
Great defensive coordinator.
He might be an assistant at the local golf course. Let's see.
Yeah. I thought he got like an analyst job somewhere.
There was a rumor that was going to happen.
South Carolina, wasn't it?
No
Mike?
way.
No,
I didn't think so. No.
So the last time Wikipedia has it, the last time he was a senior defensive assistant for the Giants in 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the year
there,
after.
There was a rumor. I know he's been a high school coach down in Alabama. I forgot what school it was for. He was a high school coach, but there was a rumor he was.
I was wondering if I was thinking Maryland for some reason, but I don't.
Yeah, something like that. Something weird.
Was there any kind of show cause on it?
That would surprise me. I mean, Maryland with
Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So that's funny you say that because when you said with the Florida State ties, Charles Kelly's another guy with FSU ties and is doing very well at Jacksonville State.
Right.
It's very interesting because there are not superstars right now like there were 5 years ago.
No.
So it's more of a corn flip than it ever has been in coaching search. Like Will Stein's, although he feels like he might be a little bit gimmicky right now, but he still is an up and comer that people thought well of. Who's that guy now? You know, who I guess Charlie Weiss Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, the roster isn't as plush as it was when Nick Saban was running his rehabilitation clinic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because with having less patience for head coaches, you shuffle guys in jobs more. You don't get time to develop as long as an assistant like that.
Yeah. You don't get 4 years, 5 years anymore to rebuild a program. Yeah.
That guy, Jerry Neuheisel could fit that bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's now at Northwestern. Yep.
Yeah. Glenn Schumann. There's a couple.
For sure. Yep.
One guy that's already been a head coach. I would say Kane Womack, but he's already been a head coach too.
Yeah. Kane Womack.
One thing that I'm curious about is whether or not Colin Klein's going to be Kansas State's Oklahoma Mike Gundy, or if he's going to be a guy in 4 years that makes bank and goes to the Power Two.
Very good point.
And what if he goes the third option and they fail? They've not won, historically, they've only been good under two coaches, Kleiman and Bill Snyder.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, so I like Colin Klein. I think Texas A&M, with him being gone, I'm curious to see what that looks like with the first-time coordinator.
I'm a little worried too. Yep. Yeah. Especially with the strides we know Marcel Reed's got to make if A&M is going to do any better than they did last year, right?
And the big thing we've talked about there too, boss man, is that O-line is going to be pretty green behind the ears. They could start early on.
Yeah, it's the problem Texas had last year, which we hammered in the preseason. Like, hey, look, if Texas is not going to be national title, Arch Heisman thing, this is where it's going to be an issue, and that was the issue, up until later in the season when those guys started to mesh, and so A&M now is dealing with the same thing. We got a lot to replace along the O-line. Although I will say, I've been listening to Mike Elko's, his press availabilities, and he's been saying that he feels like the offensive line is the deepest he's had it at A&M since he's been there. So that's 2 years he's been there. Year 3, he's like, we got athletes all over. Like, we feel we can interchange them a lot. So that's good things, to hear from Mike Elko. You trust him, but at the same time, let's see it, right? Let's get into week 3 and see what we're feeling.
That early game at LSU could be fun.
Is Formby starting? Is he on first team?
He should be. Yeah, he should be. Mm-hmm.
Is he at guard? Is he at tackle? Do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. I haven't seen. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure LSU gets Texas A&M the week after LSU plays Ole Miss.
They do.
So you want to talk about a tailor-made thing?
Ooh,
yeah. If you are good at all, and we all know that Blake Baker has not figured out how to stop a running quarterback yet.
Nope.
That game's in College Station as well. If Lane Kiffin loses to Ole Miss, there's a chance that it gets ugly in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even
if they lose that first game to Clemson, especially, it could get real ugly.
Yeah, I mean, we're like 18 months away from a tarmac at that point.
God, 1-3 to start the season would be hilarious.
Out of the playoffs, a $40 million roster and out of the playoffs in September.
That would be so funny.
Man, I am praying on that downfall.
Oh my goodness. It's like I said, like LSU right now is got to be the most unliked college football team in college or college sports team in college sports history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the other thing, very few people talk about, Steve, you've mentioned it a few times, but Lane has typically not done well in year 1. It's typically been a rebuilding year for his teams, where he's getting the system in place. He's not great. Yeah.
And this is the first time that the system hasn't been put in by one of the Baylor guys since he's been a head coach. He's always had one of the Art Briles disciples to put it in. At Florida Atlantic, it was Kendall Briles. At Ole Miss, it was Jeff Lebby. This year is Charlie Weiss. This already happened, but you're putting in a system. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're doing it. You're not doing it the way they did it, because the point of that, Ole Miss, whenever Lane got to Ole Miss, or Jeff Lebby was the offensive coordinator, Jojon Finley was the tight ends coach, and Randy Clements was the offensive line coach. That's 3 coaches from that Baylor staff on there to handle the communication and all the structure of what they built. They're trying to bring that in. You don't have that for the first time at LSU. And even with all that, you had 500 records at Ole Miss and at Ole Miss and at Tennessee. He had a 500 record.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. After that A&M game, I mean, it gets easier for him at McNeese, at Kentucky, Mississippi State, at Jordan Hare. But
wait. I know you didn't refer to a Lane Kiffin team having it easy at Kentucky.
No. Okay, so
I know you didn't go there.
Yeah, besides that game. But then
you're right. Until they hit Alabama, you're right.
Yeah, Then they got Alabama, Texas, at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
So they could start 1-3 and then hopefully go 1-3 in this stretch.
If they lose that first game and then lose all them games that I just mentioned, they're 6-6 on the year.
Yeah.
6-6
with one of the most expensive rosters in college football.
Hey, we've seen this before too in other sports. I mean, hey, how many times did the Yankees have the highest payroll in baseball and just fall flat on their face?
72 and 90 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It can happen. It can happen.
And Clemson's going to be better than they were last year. I don't think title contender worthy, but that roster is too talented to regress as much as they did last year. I think similar to the Gamecocks in some ways, like being the rivals, but both teams were way worse last year than they should have been. I think you improved to the mean a little bit this year.
Yeah. What's the date on Chandler Morris? His injunction.
I saw that a couple days ago, actually. Have you seen what their case is that they're going to the NCAA with for his appeal?
No.
He's going for a 7th year, and the year in question, he played in a 5th game. It was the year at TCU. He got hurt. He was a starter at first. He got hurt. then Max Dugan came in. It was the year they went to the national title game. He's saying he played in more than 4 games because if he would have sat out after being healthy, it would have hurt his mental health too bad. So he had to play a little bit to keep his mental health better.
Yeah. I like it. Listen, we all know about Dabo's temper tantrum that he threw, all of that. But I genuinely think that Chandler Morris is going through all of this so he can be Clemson's quarterback next year.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that Vizina, the one that's the number 1 now, is not good. We saw him play last year when Klubnik was hurt.
Yeah, they bring in Chad Morris, a chance to play with your dad. He gets the injunction he will be the quarterback at Clemson next year.
Yeah.
That's like the equivalent of, hey, I need an extra year because I fell off my bike and I scraped my arm. And so I couldn't play for the whole year. I could have played if I wanted to, but I couldn't do it. So
it's amazing.
You know who's not playing again?
Oh.
TJ Finley decided he's entering the draft and not going to go to Incarnate Word.
That's just because he qualified for Social Security.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is the Chandler Morris thing is kind of laughable, and everybody was making fun of the Trinidad Chambliss thing, trying to make it into that type of situation, and it was never that type of situation. No. This Chandler Morris thing almost feels like a what's the word for lawsuits that are like garbage that's just being thrown out there? That's kind of what it feels like. Frivolous lawsuit.
Frivolous,
yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah, but he might win if the judge that he picks in Virginia is a Virginia graduate and he assumes that he's going to be there. But I'm telling you, the hilarious thing could be is he qualifies and they pass the ghost transfer thing.
Yeah.
To where you could be punished for taking a ghost transfer, and then Chandler Morris is just kind of stuck with like Bo Pribula and like they have quarterbacks all
now. You have Virginia with one of the top 5 QB rooms in the country because you have Chandler Morris, Bo Pribula, Eli Holstein, all there.
Right, yeah. All about playing time.
I don't know when they decided they were going to take football seriously. They go through these ebbs and flows of we really care and we don't care at all, and there's nothing in the middle.
They're one of my teams that I think they regressed this year, though, because last year when the win totals came out, I was smashing the Virginia over because their schedule was so weak last year. And in year 3 of Elliott's, like they're obviously going to be – I didn't know they'd make the conference title game or be that good, but I do think they regressed to some extent this year.
I agree. They're also staring at the James Franklin monster that he's about to build in Blacksburg.
Yep.
That's not a joke.
Keep an eye on that.
It was I think, in my opinion, look, I wish him luck. I love going back and seeing friends who were in Charlottesville who went to UVA, but it's been a long, tough road. And last year, other than 1 year or 2 years under Bronco Mendenhall, that they were good, it's been 20 years of pretty rough. And Virginia Tech has owned that series in that whole time span, except for last year. And so now I think with James Franklin back, I think your time is now up.
Right. Again.
Yeah.
Again.
As long as
zero game though.
What's that?
What's up, Mike?
I would say we got the sweet week 0 game though. Virginia, NC State, Rio in Brazil. Week 0.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, James Franklin probably owned that series with Virginia as long as Virginia doesn't have like a number 10 by their name. If that happens, James Franklin has no chance. But as long as Virginia is unranked, he will handle what's going on.
Yeah.
And UVA is a tougher schedule too because they got non-con. They got West Virginia at the Panther Stadium in Charlotte, and they're going to be better in Rich Rod year 2.
Yeah. It would be it'd be fun to see UVA sustain. I think part of what happened with UVA is one, Tony Elliott changed his philosophy a little bit. Like he was going heavy recruit and then supplement with like 20% portal. Last year it was like, to hell with it. We're going like 60% portal. They portaled in everybody, and they just went for broke. And he did a similar to Signetti, like try to get upperclassmen kind of thing, and it worked. And so we'll see if that was lightning in a bottle, or if they're able to sustain it. I mean, it's fun when UVA is good. I mean, they're a traditional, not a power, but a good program.
Yeah.
And they were, when I was growing up there, when Al Groh was the coach, they were fun. They were top 15 every single year. Mm-hmm. And so to have them not be good for so long has been rough. I think what happened is in part, so Tony Elliott changes his philosophy a little bit and is, kind of catches lightning in a bottle, gets Chandler Morris, and, year 6 does great. And then the other part of it is I think UVA is looking at when Tony Bennett leaves, right? The basketball program. We don't know what's going to happen with that. We have no idea if they're going to be good. They were good this year, so they made a good hire. But at that time, it was shaky. And then you've got all this kind of realignment stuff, Super League, who knows what is really happening. And what does UVA continue to hear? It's like, well, maybe they get into that. Maybe they don't, right? Like, are they really good enough, football-wise or athletics-wise? They're great at lacrosse. Who cares? Doesn't make any money, So.
They were good at baseball last year. Again, nobody cares.
Again,
baseball doesn't come into effect with Super League.
Well, and same thing. They just lost Brian O'Connor, right? Yeah. He's at Mississippi State, and he's kicking ass down there, right?
Yeah, he's really good. They're really good,
dude. They're going to win a title in the next 3 years. So like, I think UVA has been seeing that and it's kind of like, all right, we got to really invest. And football's the engine. Everybody knows it, right? We got to invest. We got to figure this out because we can't get left behind.
Yep. And the cool thing about it is the Tiki Barber era uniforms are starting to make appearances again. Mm-hmm. And that is something they've needed to do for a while.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, those are awesome.
Steve, just say, let's go back to the LSU real quick. If they win that first game against Clemson, that Saturday, September 19th matchup at Vaughn Hemingway Stadium, all eyes are going to be on that. You got to have, the primetime slot. You got to have all of that because it's going to be a huge game.
Oh, it'll be a night game. I think game day has already reserved rooms.
Okay, good. They better be there
for that game.
There aren't many big games that weekend. I looked at that slate already.
Okay,
and it's probably the biggest regular season football game that has ever happened in Oxford at that point because of all of that.
Yep.
And it's going to be nasty. It's going to be vitriolic. It's going to be a game that I don't come within 1,000 miles of, honestly. It's like, I do not even want to be there, but I'm sure there's certain people that do.
Mm-hmm.
And Ole Miss has more talent than LSU. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that you don't hear. They have a more talented team.
Right.
And they have the top quarterback in college football, the top running back in college football, and the top kicker in college football on their team. That's not something that you can say about Ole Miss every year.
Mm-hmm.
But they can this year. And it's up to John David Baker to keep the Ferrari between the lines. And it's up to the defense that Pete Golding recruited in the transfer portal to raise that level. Because if they do that, they're not going to lose many games because they're going to score a bunch and they're going to be hard to score on. And I mean, this is really high level football I'm talking right now. When that happens, you don't lose very often.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be a fun season. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, hey, one other thing before we get out of here, Tyler Fay, no hitter, man.
Oh yeah.
That's
against Florida, and then Florida fans have an absolute meltdown because they got swept. Now they're like, they've been saying their coach is awful, and I don't know. People don't like him for some reason. I don't know anything about that coach. I just know that they cannot stand him at the moment. So anybody want to lie me? Let know.
He's one of those people apparently that tries to fight everybody.
Okay, so
it doesn't matter if you're with him, against him. If he will try to fight you.
Okay,
yeah,
it is like a drunk guy at all times.
Yeah, I think that's why. I hope you. I mean, it sounds like you got past it, but yeah, I think that's part of it. He was out in the off season for, I mean, he took that leave of absence. Rumors about what that was, who really knows? But I mean, if you're having to take a leave of absence, and it's not like immediately obvious that it's like a medical emergency in the family or something, right? It's like, what the hell's going on? It is interesting. I mean, SEC baseball right now, Mike, you put it in the chat the other day. 13 out of 16 teams in the SEC ranked, which is pretty incredible. But also just some of the like flip that's going on. You got LSU starts out the year number 1 or number 2, depending on the poll, out of the rankings and not playing well. Texas has lost. They're still way up there, but they've lost 2 midweek games to
nobody's.
Nobody's.
Slosh is toast. You guys got rid of him at the right time, I think.
Yeah, his career's over.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Although if you watch a Texas game, like their whole team have mustaches. It's like watching Magnum PI on repeat.
Yeah.
Hey, and let me say this: don't sleep on SEC softball either. They got some of them girls are really, really good this year.
Yeah, shocker! Ole Miss got swept by Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's still a juggernaut.
Sweep everybody. Welcome to the club.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. No, it's fun though. I mean, Vandy too. Vandy's Vandy,
I know.
Well, Vandy just can't offer everybody a full scholarship, and everybody else can only do 11.7. Now that everybody can do scholarships, it's fair finally, and this is happening.
Yeah.
Corey's not happy. He's like, fire Tim Corbin. I was like, well, let's not go there.
Come on, come on. One bad year in his entire tenure, he'll be fine.
Right.
He'll figure it out.
All right. 2 minutes, Jake.
All right. Well, this has been SEC After Dark with your favorite guys on Thursday nights. Boss Man, Stephen Willis, Mike Huseman, Jeb Beecham, and Jake Thomas. You can find us all right here every Thursday night. You can find Stephen on the biggest, it's worldwide now, I believe, probably global, Locked On Ole Miss. I mean, he's got like 14 million subscribers at this point.
So it's only 19,500.
Okay, we'll get there. But, it's
8 million lifetime views. That's
wow,
pretty,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. So Mike Huseman, All Season After Dark, doing a great job there. What did you got lined up this week, Mike?
Next episode, we continue our tour of Conference USA. Got Sam Houston coming in next week. So,
that'd be good.
Probably Monday, Tuesday. We're looking at that.
Tried really hard. You could get Phil Longo on your show.
I would love to.
Yeah. Joe, what you got lined up? Oh, wait. Hang on.
Well, I'm having surgery next week, so I will not be on next week's show.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck with everything there. Hope everything goes well and everything.
It's a small one.
It's surgery 2.0. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The first one didn't work right, so we're going to try it again.
Is this the one where they go in your leg, but to the arteries?
To the heart.
Yeah.
Is this the one where they fixed the defect that you're a Tennessee fan or like?
No, they're going to burn my heart, not my brain.
Yeah.
He's going to come out and say Texas is the real TUT.
Yeah.
Oh, God. If that does happen, just shoot me.
Jeff's going to be on the following Thursday. I wish we would have hired Greg Schiano.
Oh man. Man.
Oh God.
Butch Jones was a good dude.
Yeah.
He was building something here.
Yeah. Brick by brick,
Yeah. Hey, doctor, you're a champion of life. Thank you for what you did.
What we need is more garbage cans on the sideline.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are funny.
Good luck, Jeff.
Good luck, Jeff. Yeah. No Hammond tonight, but we got Boss Man, one half of Biscuits and SEC. Boss Man, you guys are up to 78 episodes now, I believe. That's
we are. Yeah.
Incredible. So
we're rolling. It's been a lot of fun, man. And we just keep building it. So folks want to go follow us, check out our channel. It's at Biscuits and SEC on YouTube, across all platforms. We have fun just putting out memes, all sorts of stuff. We got a newsletter that you can check out as well. Morning Biscuits newsletter. That's at biscuitsandsec.com/newsletter. And we're just having fun with it, man. We just love building it, love doing the show with you guys, and love college football, SEC football. So check us out if you're interested. Oh, and also we love Southern cuisine, biscuits as well. #1 podcast for people who love biscuits and SEC football.
Yeah,
according to
it comes together. It comes
Times
together.
Magazine said that. Yeah.
Time Magazine said that. Yeah.
Time Magazine said that. And I'm Jake Thomas. You can catch me on Bama After Dark too, and Todd Talk Live with my cousin Stacy. So we catch up on all the. We broke down some videos about spring. Very interesting offensive line battle going on right now. We actually moved Michael Carroll back inside the right guard and have moved Javen James to right tackle. So we'll see how that goes and see if it plays out like that.
Real quick before we get out of here, pick one: Austin Mack or Keelan Russell.
Keelan Russell.
See y'all next week.
Yeah. And together we are SEC After Dark. We will be back next Thursday night, barring any kind of madness happening. And hopefully we'll have a full squad back next week, minus Jeff. But anyway, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week, same time. See you later, guys. Thank you, and good night.
Gig 'em.
Go
Howdy,
Vols.
toddy.